the window to the soul. At the beginning of this year, one of my goals, intentions, was to spend more time working on the basics of learning how to draw. So to spend time working on anatomy, such as doing studies of the eyes, of the nose, of hands, of feet, of body and skulls and heads in general. And I kind of started on that trajectory. My very first video that I posted was of me just spending a week drawing heads to try and learn the proportions and get that ingrained into my mind. But somewhere along the course of the year, other things got in the way. I got distracted. I started drawing other things and working on other projects. All good stuff, but not what I had intentionally set out at the beginning of the year to do. It's September now, and years of conditioning have told me that September is essentially another new year. So we are starting again, and we are going to get back to that intention of getting back to the basics and improving on drawing anatomy so that I can put it all together and draw beautiful portraits of beautiful and not beautiful people. One of the things I did is I enrolled in a course on Domestika. This video isn't sponsored by Domestika at all, but if you do want to sponsor your girl, reach out. I chose a course called Portrait Sketchbooking, I believe. It's done by Gabriella Nico, who is on Instagram as Doodle Traffic. And yeah, it was a good course. It was useful, it was helpful. I think during the course of these videos that I will be giving some kind of a review of that course so you know if that course is for you or not. But it got me back to my intention of working on anatomy and focusing on facial features. So today, this video is going to be, I should have probably started with that. Today, this video is going to be all about how to draw the eyes, and yeah, I'm just going to take you through my process, take you through some of the things that I learned from Gabriella in her course, and let's get to it. First off, I want to show you my process of drawing out an eye. So I sketch out the rhombus shape, which is going to be the kind of eye socket where the eye is with the nose, and then I draw a circle for the eyeball, add the top and bottom lids over the circle, and add some thickness to the top and bottom lids because they are 3D shapes. And then I add the pupil, the eyelashes, the eyebrow, and then the part where it begins to take shape for me is when I start to add the rendering. So that's just the shading, remembering that the top eyelid has some body to it and the bottom, and then there's going to be some shadows under the eye. Whether you have bags or not, everybody's got some under eye shadow. I initially did this in my sketchbook, but I hated it, so I decided to do it again in Procreate, and I like this eye a lot better. But of course, this is but one eye, so this is the easy part. It's when you're trying to make two eyes that look like sisters, not twins. So here we are on the journey to start drawing two eyes. I went on Pinterest, my favourite model chooser, and searched out just portrait photography with some great lighting, easy lighting to use as a reference photo. You want to make sure the lighting's good so you know where the shadows lie. And I also tried to choose a variety of models from different ethnicities. I chose male and female models. Both male and female models have eyelashes, believe it or not, so you probably can't tell from the eyes alone who's male, who's female. I was trying to go as realistic as possible for this exercise. I do know that I want to stylize, but eventually, and do more of a cartoony look, but I feel that, for me anyway, I think that I have to do the hard thing first and then go from the hard thing of doing realism to doing stylistic. So this This model was East Asian. She had great eyes. And let me stop talking for a bit and just let the music play. I will say that I am terrible about doing warm-up sketches. I don't tend to have a lot of time to sketch, so even to take 5-10 minutes to just do some warm-up sketches is not an option for me right now. I tend to have 5-10 minutes to draw. Filming YouTube videos is a mission in itself, so I tend not to do a practice sketch. So by the time I got to this third eye, I kind of felt like the first 3 eyes that I drew were my practice sketches. So I do see the benefits of doing a practice sketch, doing a warm-up, especially if you're working on a big portrait that you're submitting for something, or a client work or something. Yeah, so I felt like by I got to this third face, I was starting to get the feel of it, starting to get a bit in the flow and enjoy the shading. I'm still working on my hashings, working on my planes of the face, but yeah. I feel like in my high school, I went through a stage, or we went through a stage as adolescents, when everybody was just doodling eyes in their notebooks. Like if you doodled, you would doodle an eye. I don't know if it had any correlation to us learning how to draw eyes in art class or something, but I feel like for a significant portion of my adolescence, I would just draw eyes in every notebook I had. Is that just me? Is that something weird? Comment down below if your school also went through an eye drawing phase, or people just draw eyes. But drawing eyes now, again, I understand why we went through that stage. There's something very satisfying about drawing an eye, about then looking at a page and feeling like that page is looking back at you. It's something creepy and bizarre, but also quite satisfying. I'm gonna follow up this series with drawing nose and mouths. I think I'm gonna stick them in a video together, and nothing was quite as satisfying as the eyes, I have to say. At this point, I was umming and ahhing between stopping and continuing. Baby boy was having a good long sleep, so I decided to make good use of my sketchbook and squeeze in some more eyes. So yeah, on to the eyes. Confession, I did practice eyes before I made this video. All these eyes are the references that Gabby gives in her course on Domestica. Yeah, I really enjoyed her course and found it really useful for helping me get back to basics and have a reason to practice anatomy. That's me, that's my eye drawing practice. Come back for us to draw some noses and mouths together. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good day, good evening, or good night. Goodbye.